What's up, YouTube? In today's video, we're going to talk about the difference between inbound and outbound. It's related to marketing. So there are two different strategies. It applies to both. Either you are in a B2C environment or a B2B environment. So inbound, it's pretty simple. It means you're doing advertising through social media. You can use TikTok, you can use Facebook ads, you can use Instagram ads, you can use LinkedIn ads, Google ads, newspapers, TV ads, radio ads, you name it. It's when you take the time to invest in something that where you're gonna see a ROI. ROI means return of investment. And basically outbound is the other way around. It's basically investing in a very different way, which, for example, let's say you're selling final expense services for a final expense agent in the insurance industry. Basically what you're going to invest is, in buying a website, building a website, a domain, web hosting, and then you create an email, and then you buy the calling list from a data or lead provider, and then you buy your dialer, either your manual dial, where you basically take out the phone numbers from an Excel sheet and start manual dialing people out, or the other way around, which is basically using an auto dialer, like the most common one in the call center marketing industry, which is BG dial. It makes 5 to 10 dials per second, and once somebody picks up, you get the inbound call, but still it's outbound. And then another way to do outbound marketing, it's basically doing email marketing, which is basically call outreach to your potential customers or clients. Again, inbound and outbound are for both, either for business to consumer, when it's a product or a service where somebody's going to buy it from you one time, or it's going to be a recruiting business, meaning that they will subscribing to YouTube premium for let's say $15 a month. You'll get unlimited access, and you won't be able to see any ads at all. So that's a long-term relationship. Or you're trying to sell, let's say, a cell phone, and you create an ad on Facebook, and you promote it through Marketplace. So that's basically inbound. And then outbound, it's basically more work. It takes more time. You have to build a pipeline, and for you to build a pipeline, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be in one day. It's not going to be in a week. It's going to take about a month. And within that month, depending on what you're selling, through outbound efforts, you can have a little to some sales, let's say, but it's not going to be a lot. If you're selling, let's say, recruiting services, let's say, for example, you're calling a candidate and you're selling, hey, I have this job opportunity where you can make $150,000 to $200,000 a year. That's basically you're selling a job to somebody, and they may say yes, and they may pass all the interviews, get an offer on the table, they take it. You made a commission over there, commission from minimum of $500 all the way to it could be 10,000, or it could be $20,000, $30,000, depending on what type of job you're selling. Or you can sell the easiest one, which is a timeshare, calling people out and say, hey, I have this hotel in Honduras in Roatan, and you can go there with your family. It costs you $999 for 4 nights for 2 adults and 2 kids. And you basically call the person, and if they have the capacity to buy your services, they will give you the credit card up front. They will give you the credit card, and you run it to your credit card processing. You email them the confirmation, you email them all the details, and boom, the deal is closed. So what I'm trying to make the point, what I'm trying to say is that even if you're doing inbound and outbound, it really depends on what you're selling. It's not the same selling $100, $1,000 subscription or service than selling $10,000, $200,000, $1 million worth of a deal. It's very uncommon that it's going to happen with the consumer base, because typically, the sales cycle is shorter, and the subscription price is not that high. But who knows? I used to work for a marketing firm where we were selling hotel reservations, and basically I was taking calls. I was doing inbound, getting inbound calls, and from time to time, somebody's gonna call me and say, hey, I want to make 50 reservations, and each of them, it was worth $80. So we're talking about roughly $4,000 of just one client. So it really depends. And then if you're trying to transition from your inbound environment to outbound, make sure to understand that the sales cycle is gonna be longer, especially if you're working on a commission base only setup, which I highly recommend to do it. But you have to have on your savings account at least money to live for 3 to 6 months. If you have that and you have a great credit card with at least $2,000 limit, go for it. Let's do it. And if you have a spouse, or if you have a girlfriend, boyfriend that can pay the bills while you're building your pipeline and you start making money, great. This is the only profession I can say can make you millions of dollars without no education whatsoever, no degree whatsoever. You can just get off high school and then start learning the fundamentals of sales. And it's really important to have a great sales trainer, or at least a boss or a leader that can guide you through the sales process, and how to make this part of your life, and being successful at it. So going back, that's inbound, consumer base. I already explained outbound, consumer base, and B2B, but I want to continue to talk about outbound B2B. So let's say you're selling. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're selling merchant cash advance services. For you guys in the United States, Europe, and Canada will understand the terminology. It's basically giving you some money for funding. And obviously you're a business owner. You need the money, and you will repay it either daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. You maybe double or triple that money and pay it back, but that was an investment. So doing that type of sale is not going to be an easy one. You may take 2 to 3 deals every month, worth $1,000 commission. So you're making $3,000, $5,000, $9,000 to start with. But then potentially you can build an agency where you're making from $10,000 to $20,000, but still, as it is business to business, it takes time. You have to do some research. If you don't have a lead provider or a data provider, you have to build your own list. So my suggestion for you is to get the subscription with Sales Navigator Core, which is $100 every month. I think if you pay it up front for the full year, they give you a discount. I'm not really sure if it is like $79 or $85, something like that. But obviously, if you get the premium if you always pay up front. And then use Chrome extension called Sales QL. Sales QL. That's a Chrome extension. So basically, you go to your Sales Navigator, you build a list of the people you want to reach out, and then with this Chrome extension, you start adding one by one. Extracting one by one of those contacts from the list that you already built, and then you get their information, and you can easily set up, an email campaign to reach out and say, hey, my name is Miguel with Merchant Cash Advance Services, and I'm reaching out to you today because we can give you funding from minimum of $10,000 to $1 million, for example. Or you can, import that list to a CRM where you already have integrated a phone number, US phone number, Canadian phone number, European phone number, you name it. And you start dialing from your CRM, or you can upload this list, CVS list, to your dialer, and then you start making calls. So that's maybe the cheapest way to start in a B2B environment. If you are afraid of being a closer and work commission based only, I have made it multiple times and it works. So if I was able to make it with my English, that is not that good because my mother language is Spanish, but if I'm able to make it, if I'm able to make sales and being a top producer, you can do it. I'm only 30 years old. I'm planning on retiring by maybe 45, 50 by latest. So if you want to be in an industry where you can make a ton of money, that's basically sales. Regardless of which industry it is, sales cures all. There is no business on earth who's going to be able to make it with no sales. Even if you're a doctor, if you're a pediatrician, if you're a makeup artist, you name it. Sales cures all because you need money in the pocket and you have to deliver a product or a service. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, or subscribe to this video. I'll see you next week for sure. You can follow me on Instagram as Miguel Rivas. Let's stay in touch. Take care. Goodbye.